I would like to now invite Dean Doo-hee Lee to the stage. He will be leading the summary presentations by the session chairs.
Good afternoon. I heard that the all sessions were very active in discussing each the topic. We had 5 different topics: education, research, collaboration, career development, and entrepreneurship. So I requested to the chairman of each session to give a presentation to us to learn what happened in the other sections. So first, I'd like to invite Professor Ji-Ye Mao from Renmin University. He chaired the education session. So I'd like to ask each chair to summarize what happened in each session about 10 minutes. So I'd like to invite him on the stage. Please welcome him with a big applause.
All right, I'd like to start with a big thank you to KUBS and Dean Lee for putting together this wonderful event to allow us to share ideas, and also for their hospitality. We had a fantastic evening last night. And I would also like to thank my group members for coming up with many wonderful ideas and examples. And please correct me if I misquote you or misrepresent you. And lastly, I would also like to thank my student helper, Ms. Mingjun Kim, for working hard and preparing these slides for us. We had such a lively and engaging session, and we did not have enough time. And before realizing it, it was over. It was very lively. We had many interesting ideas. I'll try to summarize in 10 minutes with a why part and a how-to part. First of all, the need for change. We started with a discussion on the need for change. People identified a number of new trends. For example, the standard curriculum and a increasingly diverse student body mismatched with increasingly homogeneous faculty team, all trained and produced by a small handful of top schools, all aiming for publication in 8 journals. And also people identified business schools sometimes producing students for companies that are no longer in existence. And people also criticize, for example, the problematic ranking system for business schools, which places a heavy emphasis on the salary differential between before and after education, which is probably not the best measure of the education or business value. And people also talk about the need for a paradigm change, the single American model, American cases. So the need for change is clearly there. There's no doubt about it. In terms of how-to, we identified a number of keywords, and one of those was interdisciplinary programs. And examples were given. For example, PolyU of Hong Kong identified from employers the need to produce the so-called T-shaped competence in the students, with not only an in-depth knowledge, but also a broad knowledge base, able to work in multidisciplinary projects. The identified examples with joint teaching with the faculty members from different backgrounds, different training, different faculties, and also closely working with industry, identify the projects for the students to work on, again, to train them with multidisciplinary skills. They also had the programs to teach not only business, but also humanities. For example, they're targeting mainland China, also giving students courses in history of China and so forth. There were also other discussions in terms of training, emphasis on soft skills. I have a number of examples. People were also giving examples with industry participation, which is also the next keyword, and also to deal with increasing globalization. There were examples about teaching the same course with alternating languages, and projects with industry participation. And our friends in GMAC offered a tool for assessing students' soft skills. The second part, the second solution, people were calling for closer industry engagement. Again, many examples were given. In particular, one example was one of the business school identified 4 courses with industry participation. In each case, each course, they invite industry participation targeting a particular sector, co-taught or co-teaching with the faculty and the practitioners, and students can write cases out of this course and getting credit. So again, a variety of industry participation, team co-teaching with the different with the industry participation and the multiple discipline participation in the faculty on the faculty side. The third one, CSR came up a lot. Sustainable development. People talk about again a new curriculum involving a foundation course, which has a major element on CSR, sustainable development, ethics, and then in every course follow up with a major element in ethics and CSR, with heavy use of cases to help developing students' sense of ethics and social responsibilities. Globalization, I mentioned a bit, and our Indian colleague talked about in response to the participation of the global multinational companies in the economy and the new need. In particular, there are students, they realize nowadays the new MBA students, new DBA students already possess the typical business school knowledge before they enter the program. So they developed a number of new courses, such as the so-called global industrial psychology, and a number of other courses in response to the globalization trend. And lastly, there were a discussion about the notion of hybrid programs involving the distance education, online, offline technology, and with a given program, giving students more freedom to select and take courses using the online technology. And there are multiple meanings in this notion of hybrid technology. Also, again, in-house MBA degree programs, again, with a strong participation from companies. And underlying theme behind all these discussions was also a consensus on the use of case method. We all agreed upon many of these initiatives would require a case method, and case discussion is probably the best method to give the students interdisciplinary training, communication skills, and soft skills, and cultural awareness, and so forth. So that sort of also echo Dean Lee's early morning, one of the 5 initiatives in developing cases. And I should also just use 1 more minute, talk about another idea. One of our Japanese business schools identified approach to be different in working with their niche. For example, they have focused on teaching Japanese style of management. In particular, they identify courses to teach the long-lasting Japanese companies. Some of those have lasted 300 years, 400 years, and they consider that's their strength to develop something, a niche market also in contribution to world knowledge of business administration. I think that's pretty much overview of what we had. Thank you very much.